Hello, Bear families. The purpose of this communication is to provide an update on where we are with transportation planning for the 2024-2025 school year. We want to start by talking about what is causing us to look at changing our approach. For us to keep a three-tiered transportation system in place, we need to have approximately 44 drivers and 4 to 5 relief drivers. We do not have that staffing now, and we have been extremely creative every day to make things work. We expect next year to have 43 to 45 drivers. Moving to a two-tiered transportation system and asking for the opt-in for St. Albert's and North Royalton High School students would provide us a pathway to have 41 routes. If we need 41 routes and can employ 43 to 45 people, we should have enough people to cover this new approach and continue to offer transportation at the same level to all who need it. This approach would still be tight. This change is not about resources and finance. It is about the ability to have enough drivers, an issue that is not exclusive to North Royalton. Like most people, we are not excited about having this discussion, but it is our reality. What have we done so far to communicate? We have been meeting internally with building administration, transportation administration, and central office administration since the beginning of the school year. Before we started to share, we needed to make sure we shared options that would work. We have met with the North Royalton Police Department to review our plans and hear feedback on traffic patterns. Transportation supervisors, Larry and Yvette, have met with the Transportation Department to provide an update and receive feedback. We have also had a labor management meeting with representation of drivers to hear their thoughts on the current state of transportation and things we need to think about as we move forward. We have met with St. Albert's and Royal Redeemer to update them on this potential change. We have met with the area coordinators from ODEW, formerly the Ohio Department of Education, to get their opinion and to hear what others are dealing with as well. We have talked to other school districts to explore what others are doing to deal with the driver shortage. We have shared our thoughts and potential changes with teachers at our 2 teacher administrator council meetings. We have shared this at board meetings and through our monthly messages home to inform the board and parents. We have visited PTA meetings to provide updates on where we are with planning and to receive feedback. What are the options we have considered? The number one option is to add drivers. This is the best option for everyone. Then we explored these other options. Would it be beneficial to eliminate high school busing? Not necessarily, as they transport the least number of students. Can we consolidate enough routes to keep our current system? Unfortunately, no. Is there a way to eliminate any other routes to keep our current system? Unfortunately, the answer to that is also no. Can we push out the mile radius for who we transport? Yes, we can, but it's not an option that we would like to choose at this time. And finally, changing to a two-tiered system where we put the high school and middle school students on the same schedule. This will keep the number of routes to a manageable number, provide the option of still transporting everyone who needs it, and help fix the elementary dismissal issue by providing a better chance for all of the buses to be in place for dismissal so that we have one mass dismissal. What do we do to recruit and retain drivers is a question that we've been asked quite a bit. We have met with the Transportation Department to discuss what we need to do to continue to improve working conditions. We have raised the field trip rate outside of the negotiations process. We know that we need to stay competitive with salaries when we negotiate next spring and perhaps do something before then. We are currently discussing the idea of a signing bonus and referral bonus for our employees. We pay all of the training for anyone interested in driving for us. We are discussing better ways to support the drivers by creating a bus expectations video that will be released to parents and families in the fall. We have also put $2.4 million into upgrades in the department over the past 3 years. That includes paving, renovations, bus purchases, concrete work, and things like that. What have we learned from others about what they're doing to recruit and retain? We have not spoken to one district that is not having issues with recruitment and retention of drivers. Many districts have already had to deal with the shortage and do not have what they need to transport students daily. Many do have signing bonuses and referral bonuses. It's not fixing their issue, but they believe it's been helpful. In regard to competitive wages, districts all understand that they need to address wages in the negotiations process. In regard to the support of bus discipline, we have heard loud and clear, not only from our drivers, but we hear from other people around the state as well, that we need to address that situation. We need to build a more positive culture in the department, and we are doing things to make that happen. Our number one option to fix this issue is to hire and retain more drivers. The three-tier system will only work if we add several more drivers quickly. Our next best option is to combine middle school and high school routes. School times will be adjusted by 20 minutes to line up start and end times. Times for both schools would be 7:40 a.m. start time and 2:40 p.m. end time. This option will not reduce the time for any drivers. We know that we cannot reduce time and expect to keep drivers, so we are committed to making sure that that doesn't happen. We will ask all high school students and St. Albert students to opt out if they know they plan to not use our busing. This will allow us to take those students off the routes and reduce the number of students we are routing. Traffic patterns reviewed by the North Royalton Police Department will need to be adjusted and communicated to those who are driving students to and from school. We are still exploring a couple of options for middle school pickup and drop-off. We are also exploring a before and after school program for 5th and 6th grade for parents who do not want their students on the bus with older students. We have looked at other options, such as moving back the mile radius of who we transport. This is not an option we want to explore at this time, as it would exclude some students from receiving busing. Some of those students need us to get them to school. This would create even more traffic at whatever levels would do that. Besides this option, there is really no option to consider based on our numbers. We have been asked about eliminating private school busing. That is not something we want to do or are allowed to do for any of our local private schools. We have done that for schools outside of our city that we have deemed impractical, and we provide payment in lieu of. We have always had a great relationship with our local private schools, and they have been extremely helpful with the opt-out piece of this puzzle. What are our next steps? This video will go out to families in April. This will provide families with the opportunity to understand our plan and the why behind the plan. By the end of May, a final decision will be made and communicated before the end of the school year. In August, we will communicate the details of the new system unless we have a large influx of drivers. This will happen at the beginning of August before school starts. In the communication, we will also send a bus safety and behavior expectation video for families to review with their students. Every year, it takes a week or two for everyone to adjust to the traffic at each site. If we have a new traffic pattern or approach, we plan to ask for additional help for the first few weeks to manage the arrival and dismissal on Ridge Road. Other important facts. This is not about money. This is not a cost savings opportunity for the district. This is really about having enough drivers to drive. No other decisions we are making are stopping us from providing additional resources to transportation. We are not doing something on one side of the organization that is causing us to not have the money to do something in transportation. This is not a North Royalton exclusive issue. This is happening all over the state of Ohio. If we keep losing drivers, yes, we will also have to adjust again, and those choices will likely be even less attractive than the option that we have in front of us today. Anyone who wants to discuss or provide their feedback can email me at michael.lobb@northroyaltonsd.org or call me at 440-237-8800. We have talked to everyone who has reached out and are happy to discuss any and all concerns at any time. The deadline for feedback before a final decision is made is May 3rd, 2024. We have worked hard over the last year considering options, running simulations, and exhausting conversations with others to help guide our approach. I want to thank everyone who has put in countless hours working to identify our options. But our work is not done. It is our goal to make a decision by the end of the school year, and we plan to communicate that decision not only at the end of the school year, but also in August. We also plan to send out a video for parents to review with their students about bus expectations and how to resolve concerns they may have about bus conduct. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great month, Bears.